Welcome to Standard 2C. The goal of this presentation is to help us understand the distribution or the spread of major religions in the world around 1500 AD. The essential understanding, what we need to get going into this, is that by 1500, by 500 years ago, the 5 world religions that you learn about in your World 1 classes had pretty much spread throughout the Eastern Hemisphere. Notice we're talking only the Eastern Hemisphere because by 1500, Columbus has only been in the Western Hemisphere about 8 years. So the world religions really hadn't spread to the Western Hemisphere the way we're accustomed to thinking of them spread out throughout the Western Hemisphere today. Our essential question, pretty much another map question. Where were the 5 world religions located around 1500? You want to be able to, on a map, just like our world empires, be able to place the world religions on the map. So that's what we'll take a look at here. Just a quick recap of our world religions from last year. When we refer to the world religions, we're referring to these 5. We're referring to Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism. So we'll take a look at where these religions are located. Okay, straight from the standards, and then we'll go to the map. Buddhism, we're looking largely at a population in East and Southeastern Asia. Remember from your World 1 class, Buddhism, which got its start in India, had to leave India and move into East and Southeast Asia to find large numbers of followers. Christianity, located mainly in Europe and scattered throughout the Middle East in 1500, again yet to cross the Atlantic Ocean to the Western Hemisphere. Hinduism, we're looking at India and parts of Southeastern Asia. Islam, spread at this point 1500 throughout parts of Asia, specifically the Middle East, the northern part of Africa, and into southern Europe. As you remember from Standard 2A, the Ottoman Empire, which extended up into southeastern Europe, was largely a religion that spread Islam. So that southeastern corner of Europe, even today, there's large Muslim populations. And then Judaism concentrated in Europe and throughout the Middle East. If we take a look at this information on a map, again, the important thing to keep in mind is the Western Hemisphere was largely shut off from these religions at this point. That's not to say there weren't religions here, but you had largely the Native American religions that were practiced throughout North and South America. We see across here in the islands of the Caribbean, as we mentioned, this is 8 years after the arrival of Columbus, Christianity was beginning its spread throughout the Western Hemisphere, but at this point, 1500, along with the other world religions, hadn't really made much of an impact in the Western Hemisphere. We see across North Africa, okay, we see the green here for Islam spreading into the Middle East and up into southeastern Europe. We see Christianity, largely a European religion at this point in time, 500 years ago, with Judaism spread throughout here in blue, okay, throughout Europe and into portions of the Middle East. We see India, which we associate largely with Hinduism. Not to say it's the only religion in India, but it is the dominant religion, as we see here. And looking over here at East and Southeast Asia, we see large spread of Buddhism. So if we go back to our essential knowledge here, this is where we want to be able to link the information on this page where we see the geographic locations of these religions. We want to be able to move that information onto a map. And that's the main points and information we need to know for Standard 2C.